Hello there and welcome to Plant CEO. In today's episode, I'd like to welcome Scott Burnhard, the fitness instructor and athlete to the show. How's it going, Scott?
I'm feeling good, feeling great. I'm happy to be here in the UK. It's been quite some time since I've been here. The last time I was here, I was 18.
Wow.
And now I'm 32. So it's been a decade and years since I've been here. So I'm happy to be here again.
Well, welcome back. And we've just come from obviously a few days over the weekend
Yes.
for Vegandale, where Scott did a fantastic job hosting and keeping the party alive. So well done on that. And
Yes.
what are your thoughts on Vegandale being the first event outside of Canada and the US?
First of all, I want to say a big shout out to Vegandale. You know, that's their family. I've been with them for 3 solid years as their official host. But I started to attend Vegandale in 2018 as a participant. It was very early in my vegan journey as well, too. I was like, wait, there's a festival where they serve like vegan food and everybody in this community can come together and just congregate with one another. So it really attracted me at first. And I was just like, yeah, I want to come here. I want to support this. And I think it's just an amazing festival. You know, of course, we have a lot of vegans coming in, but then we also have a lot of non-vegans as well, because I feel like people have this misconception when it comes to, you know, vegans and veganism, as in like, you know, we're very like shy or quiet people and we don't know how to have fun and everything like kumbaya and everything like that, you know. But no, the thing is that Vegandale is expanding as like it's a food festival, but also there's music, there's partying, there's dance, there's having fun, and we're all doing it at the expense of not hurting the animals. And we're all doing it in the expense of just good, clean, happy, joyous fun. It's a family fun event. Anybody can come in, whether you're vegan or non-vegan. So I think it's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I definitely look forward to next year where it comes back bigger and better, I hope.
Absolutely.
I think the important thing that you said there was that it's inclusive, obviously, to non-vegans. And as I was going around the park, I found that there was a lot of flexitarians there, open omnivores, with their vegan friends maybe, but that's the audience that we want, right?
Yes.
For Vegandale, for any vegan product company, we just don't want to sing to the already converted.
Yes.
Because if we want to save more animals, we got to hit those flexitarians to start with, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And all it takes is an example and for people to just follow that example as well too. And I also wanted to answer that. Seeing that Vegandale is coming into London, first time out of the North America hemisphere.
Yeah.
You know, it is quite a beautiful thing, quite an expansion as well. Because I remember when Vegandale was just like New York and Anant.
Yeah.
It started in Canada. It started in
So did you go there first for the Canadian Toronto one? Or were you more in the US?
I was in the US.
Right.
The first time I ever heard about Vegandale was 2018, and I went to the New York one.
Yeah, nice.
And I was like, whenever this event is happening, I need to keep on going and going.
Yeah.
So I went to 2018 New York, 2019 New York, and then, you know, 2020 was a pandemic.
Yeah.
2021, we brought it back. I went to New York, and then when I found out that Vegandale was being held in LA for the first time, I said, yeah, I need to go out and support this event again. Yeah. So New York was in September and then LA was in October. Right. And I flew out and went out to LA and supported the movement.
And what have you noticed between the different shows and the people who attend?
Oh man, you know, different states have different kinds of people.
Yeah.
You know, different kind of energy as well too.
Yeah.
So like if you go to like a New York Vegandale, it's gonna have that New York energy, that New York vibe. It's very like hype, you know, and I love it.
That's
awesome. That's what I'm from, New York.
Yeah.
But when you go to LA, sometimes the LA people, they can be a little bit chill. They can be a little bit
more laid back.
A little more laid back.
Yeah.
You know. But the support and the love never changes.
That's awesome.
The support and love never changes. Like people really appreciate, you know, what we bring to the table as Vegandale and what we bring, you know, as far as entertainment wise, as far as like atmosphere and the ambiance as well too.
Yeah.
People really appreciate it.
I think when I first arrived, it was I think around 12 o'clock, and I thought, oh man, this is a big park and there's not that many people. And then by the end of the day, it was completely packed. And one thing that I really liked is that you're really good at engaging the crowd. And the dance that you did, the soca dancing as well.
Yes.
And you're really good. You're just not on stage. You actually jump into the crowd.
Yes.
You're showing them how to do the different dance moves. It's brilliant.
Hey, let's go. Like this. We just warming up. We just warming up. Anybody from England, make some noise. Anybody from London? DJ! One, two.
Thank you so much, man. You know, I feel like it's an art form when it comes to hosting.
Yeah, definitely. And it's not easy, by the way.
It's not.
When you've got a crowd of nobody like interacting, and then that's what you make them do, and you see the difference at the end of the night where they're all well into it.
Yes.
It's brilliant. So hats off to you.
You know, thank you so much, man. I take a lot of pride in my craft. I take a lot of pride in the things that I do. Not just hosting, but in fitness, content creating, anything that I do.
Yeah.
Just know that I take a lot of passion and pride into it. So when it comes to like hosting the Vegandale events, I want to give you the experience. I don't want to
That's what it's all about.
Yes, I don't want to just show up and say, oh, I'm the guy on stage, do this and do that. I want to give you experience that make you want to tell your friends and family, like, hey, you didn't come to this one, make sure you come to the next one. Because this guy right here, he has a lot of energy. He knows how to interact with the crowd.
Right.
You know, he's very relatable. He's people friendly.
Totally.
And I love people. And I feel like in order to be a successful host, you have to love people, because hosting is a very selfless job. Expanding your energy to those who are around you.
Yeah.
Being a helpful asset to the people that's around you. So when I'm hosting, just know that I'm transferring that energy towards that crowd.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if I have this high amounts of energy, if I'm happy, and no matter what type of emotions that I'm feeling, just know that that energy that I'm transferring to you is coming through me, per se.
Yeah.
So it's not an easy thing. Sometimes, like after the vegan days, I get tired, I get drained. Sometimes I lose my voice, but I love to do it. Yeah. Like I love to do it, you know. So yeah.
And where does your musical influences come to, and what do you like listening to? What sort of music?
So for the people that don't know, Jamaican. Yeah, you know. So I was born in New York, but Jamaican parents, and I used to live in Jamaica when I was very young. And when I used to live in Jamaica, my auntie, may she rest in peace, she was heavily involved in the entertainment industry. So when I was growing up in Jamaica, I was around a lot of reggae and dancehall artists. Yeah, nice. This is exclusive. I never told this story before.
Yeah, brilliant.
So
thanks for sharing it.
Absolutely, yes, no, yeah. So I was around a lot of big reggae and dancehall artists.
Right.
I can name a few. Like I was around Luciano, Elephant Man, Shaggy, Lady Saw, Marcia Griffin, Pierpeton. You know, like those big prominent figures, you know, Beanie Man.
Beanie Man are the girls, them sugar. The girls, them world class lover. The girls, them need this. When me love them, shape and figure. Yeah, the man, them where the girl admire. Love the girl and make them ball out for Jaja. Man, and me got the girls, them power. You be cool and my sing by the Amana. Zaga, zaga, zaga.
There's nothing in this world that I wouldn't do.
Wow.
If I could be your girl.
Zaga, 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 zaga.
If I could be your girl.
Like I was around them.
Yeah.
So being a young boy around these artists and being exposed to the culture, my culture, I just fell in love with it so much. And also when my aunt used to keep shows, like big, you know, stage shows, she used to just I think she used to just ask me like, Scott, you want dance? So yeah, so she would just push me out into a stage of 5,000 people, 6,000 people.
Yeah.
And I would just dance as if nobody's watching.
Well, you definitely had those moves from what I could see at the weekend.
Brothers, I say that I love them, but I don't swing that way. The man them celebrate Eid, the trap still running on Christmas. What's the name? Somebody told Doja Cat that I'm trying to indulge in time. I great tracks, we see the bulging, that see the motion cat when you're throwing it back. These females planning on doing me wrong, so I'm grabbing a dumb at the Trojan back. Post the location after we're gone, can't slip and let them know where I don't know about you, but I value my life.
Thank you. So it started from a very young age. It started, and I had to like really think back, and I was like, wow, this is really full circle.
Yeah.
Because at this point, I felt like I was made for entertainment. I was made for the stage.
Definitely.
Because I started from young. I'm talking about 7, 8 years old in front of thousands of people that don't know me, but I'm able to entertain a crowd. I'm able to dance. I don't get stage fright. I don't get nervous or anything like that.
Yeah.
So that's where my influences definitely came from.
What do you listen to now? Like, if I said to you, like, from your flight over from New York, what were you listening to on the plane?
My auntie was Rastafarian, so I listened to a lot of conscious reggae music.
Okay.
You know.
So, tell me more about that, because obviously I know about consciousness, I know about reggae.
Yes.
But tell me how those two worlds collide, and what bands are there that people should look at?
Oh man, you know, the two definitely collide, because with reggae music and Rastafarianism, which Rastafarian is the home of the living.
Do you do you follow that one?
So that's a really good question. I do have beliefs and I do have traits of Rastafarianism, but my family really grew up like Christian, so it's like a mixture of both. I must admit, it's a mixture of both. Personally.
So you're taking the best out of both, which is great, I think.
Absolutely.
Because you can do that. Obviously, you can still be very spiritual,
right?
Very connected with God, and follow a path that you want to follow, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like I'm a very grounded, spiritual individual.
Yeah.
You know, I have a very strong foundation when it comes to spirituality, when it comes to knowing thyself. You know, that's very important to me. I don't take that for granted at all. But as far as like being conscious, you start to really think about why certain things are the way that they are. And then with the level of consciousness as well too, you start to question about the food. You start to question about certain neighborhoods. You start to question about certain environments. You don't want to be a oblivious person. You know, you don't want to be somebody who is just being controlled by societal needs and wants and what society deems as like the status quo of certain things. So I really get in depth when it comes to certain conversations, when it comes to just overall consciousness and being a free thinker and thinking for myself and like, wait, how is this happening? Like, you know, when it comes to politics, when it comes to religion, when it comes to anything, you know, so the music, the reggae music, the conscious reggae music, it's there's a lot of meaning behind it, because it's not just talking about like overly secular things. When, you know, we're talking about why it's poverty in this world. What can they do to fix that? Why is there so much violence? Why is there so much injustice? Why the food that we're eating is causing us to get sick and having all of these diseases and things of that nature. So, you know, when you really connect with the music, you start to like really think and wonder like, why?
Yeah.
You know, so some of the artists that I listen to heavily, I listen to a lot of Sizzler. I listen to, of course, you know, Bob Marley is the pinnacle, you know, but of course, you know, Bob Marley, Sizzler.
Not scissor.
No.
Yeah.
Sizzler. You know, Sizzler.
My daughter likes scissor.
Oh, you know? Okay. Shout out to Sizzler. But, I listen to a lot of Capleton, Sizzler, you know, Bob Marley, Tyrus Riley, Anthony D, Turbulence, Morgan Heritage, a beautiful reggae conscious group. So many different artists that I listen to. But Luciano, how could I ever forget Luciano?
And if you were to pick your favorite track that if somebody hasn't heard, conscious reggae, do you have a track they should listen to as their first one?
Oh yeah, you would want to listen to Lord Give Me Strength by Luciano. Right. It's a beautiful song. You would want to listen to Capitan, That Day Will Come. That's a really beautiful song as well, too. One of my favorite reggae songs is Bob Marley's Redemption song.
Yeah, that's great.
I love that song.
I like Three Little Birds.
Yeah, yes.
That's probably my favorite.
Yeah. It's so many that I
and
can
Buffalo
do.
Soldier.
Yeah, Buffalo Soldier, of course. Shout out to all my Bob Marley fans out there. But yeah, man, it's very important to have a conscious mind. It's very, very important. You don't want to just be living life just to live life and be oblivious to certain things.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So you spoke a lot about sort of consciousness, but what would you say is your own personal why? Why are you doing what you're doing? What's your purpose?
It took me a while to really understand that because I felt like I was living life just to live life. And not having a purpose can be very debilitating. It can be very, it can be very lonely at times.
Yeah.
Not having a purpose, then like, okay, why am I here?
Yeah.
But I feel like when you go through certain trials and tribulations in this life, things start to reveal to you.
Especially if you've been tested in a certain way, like personally, whether it's mentally or physically, and you feel maybe not going somewhere.
Yes. I believe it was Langston Hughes that said, without the struggles, there can be no success. And sometimes in this life, you will suffer. You will go through some trials and tribulations. But it's like, what do you do in order to turn that around for your success? Or what do you do to pivot that around for your success? Are you going to just lay down and say, oh my, I'm defeated. What can I do now? Or you're going to get up, stand up for your rights. Shout out to Bob Marley. You're going to get up and stand up and really fight for what you believe in. Right. So I had to really fight for what I believe in, which is I believe in myself, have knowledge of self. And because I have knowledge of self and I believe in myself, I find my purpose. My purpose is to help people. My purpose is to educate people. My purpose is to help people. My purpose is to put smiles on people's faces. And these are the things that makes me so happy. Yeah. Like I can do it without even getting any money and it will still make me happy. Yeah. I love people. Yeah. That's my purpose.
So the purpose, especially when you knowledge of self, I guess, some people don't realize that or struggle to deal with it. But I guess what I feel is that when your diet changes, you become totally more aware of self.
I agree.
And I was brought up a vegetarian, and then about 6 years ago went vegan. Now I'm trying incorporating raw vegan diet into my lifestyle. But I'm, taking last few days, I've been having sea moss as well, which is amazing.
Yes.
But how important would you say is the diet linked into knowing yourself? And what about those people who haven't changed their diet yet? Do you know what I mean? Like, are they missing something by not focusing on their diet first? Because the diet obviously is like, your mind is like a pharmacy, right?
Yes.
So, and your gut is kind of giving it all the drugs in a way, where the chemicals are being formed. So if the chemicals in your mind are kind of messed up, and it's causing you to be in a low state, for example, you want to encourage the better food in your body to change that. Do you see what I mean? Like, I mean, so I'm trying to connect, I guess, the diet with knowledge of self and how that's impacted.
Absolutely. I talk about this very frequently. People need to understand that food can be healing or debilitating towards you. So if you want to gain a level of consciousness, it definitely starts with the food, because some of these foods that they're serving today in this world are pumped up with a lot of chemicals, are pumped up with a lot of drugs, and it can really control your mind. One of my mentors said, Scott, the front is for entertainment while the back is for education. The front, it looks fancy, it looks nice, it looks very attractive. But when you read the back of that certain product, yellow 5, red 40, all of these different names, sodium bicarbonate, high fructose corn syrup. And when you start to really research and analyze, I'm like, wait, how am I putting this mold in my body, citric acid? How am I putting something that takes us 3 times as much to burn off as regular sugar, high fructose corn syrup? when you really start to research and do not understand, okay, why do I feel tired all the time? Why I can't think straight? Why do I feel like my emotions are up and down? You'll understand that the food that you're eating becomes your envy, becomes your life force. So once you start to eat a more healthy, clean, abundance way, then that's when you start to really think more consciously about the things that you put into your body. Because you do not want to break that frequency. When you eat that way, you're going to increase your frequency to a higher level.
Yeah.
But then when you start to eat the dead food, when you start to eat the processed foods, when you start to eat the junk foods, when you start to eat the animal products as well too, it's going to start to bring your frequency low.
Yeah.
And when your frequency is low, you can't think consciously about the things that you're doing. You can't think consciously about the decisions that you're trying to make or willing to make.
Yeah.
So I always advise people, like, you don't have to go whole turkey, but take your time and be very realistic so you can get to that higher level of consciousness and that higher level of the frequency as well too. So
that's really important. Let's talk about frequency and vibration. So you know, everything is energy. Everything gives off different vibrations and frequency, including different types of food. So a cucumber might give a certain frequency.
Yes.
How important is it to eat food related to the human frequency that a human is at? So, and I'm not sure, if there's any sort of, data on the frequency and how that varies of humans compared to when you're consuming the food.
It's very interesting that you mentioned that, because food is frequency. So, for one thing, I realized, like, I've been vegan for 8 years now.
Yeah. 2 years on me.
2 years.
Yeah, I'm catching up. I'll get my 8 years soon.
That's fine. You're doing this thing.
I'm doing my thing.
One thing I realized is that I'm not quick to anger. And I do not allow people to control my emotions, and I'm very calm.
Were you quick to anger before?
I wasn't quick to anger before.
You've always been calm.
I would say, like, before, I would get easily offended, or I would, like, react, but now I'm living this lifestyle, and I'm learning more about myself. My frequency will definitely change. I'm not quick to anger. I don't, quick to act on certain things.
Right.
I'm a very analytical person, per se.
Yeah.
And I realized, like, even though I'm vegan, like, sometimes when I go into a raw fast or a raw detox, which means to eat fruits, herbs, nuts, seeds, eat food in its rawest, purest form. Don't cook food. Don't cook vegan food.
So let's say if you got cooked beans in a can, you can't have that.
No,
you wouldn't eat.
No,
you would have to get natural beans, soak them, and then you can have a small temperature on it, but not higher than the sun. Right? Is that the idea?
I wouldn't cook it.
You just wouldn't cook it.
I wouldn't cook it. I wouldn't even. I wouldn't
soak
even
beans or like if you're having beans or.
Yeah. If it's that means, like, the food is just in its purest form. It's not touched by any type of temperature and heat. Because one thing people don't realize, like, sometimes you do lose the nutrition content when you do cook food.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
So when you go into a raw vegan or raw detox, it is you consuming food in its most nutritionally dense form. And also, I've learned that when I do these raw vegan fasts and detoxes, it also clears my mind. It also clears anything that's within my body that shouldn't even be there in the first place as well too. Because it's like a restart. I call it a bodily renovation.
Yeah. And you're teaching this in your course, right?
Yes.
Is it 21 days?
21 days.
21 days
raw vegan
detox. Great.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm going to do that with you.
Oh yeah. I'm planning to do one probably when I go back to the States.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do that.
For like a week or 2 weeks.
Okay.
We see how I'm feeling.
Yeah, nice. I'll do it with you. When you do it, I'll do it.
Okay.
So tell me about the process of what you would eat during that 21 day or 1 week. So if somebody wanted to do it for a week.
For a week, I teach these things. I actually have a group on Facebook.
Yeah.
And I have a support
Without
group.
giving too much away then.
Yeah, absolutely. Not a problem. But I would say try to consume foods that are in season.
Yeah, totally.
When you consume foods that are in season, it's like it's a supercharge for the body. So like right now, mangoes are in season, watermelons are in season. That's a great food to consume right now.
Yeah.
You know, so
and also when you have watermelon, it's important to have seeds, right? And because it's packed with all the nutrients.
Yeah.
A lot of people, including my daughters, they like to take the seeds out.
No.
Tell everyone they should keep the seeds in.
Keep the seeds in, because the seed, that is where the superpower of the watermelon comes from. Especially the right part of the watermelon. Yeah. That's what the L-citrulline, the L-arginine, like that's what's gonna help.
People cut that.
Yeah. People cut that.
And then I hate it when people leave a whole bunch of red.
Oh my God.
And it's like, what?
What are you doing? Yeah, listen, juice the whole watermelon, all right? Juice the whole watermelon. But yeah, like I was saying before, you want to eat foods that are in season. That's one of the most important things. You can't eat foods that are not in season. It's fine. But if you want more quality, which I'm more of a quality person than quantity, so more quality fruits, for sure. If you want to make a raw salad, so I like to have my salads late during the day, you know, so I'll probably have my salad.
So you have it in the evening?
Yes, in evening time, yes.
And lunchtime you wouldn't have salad?
Sometimes I do.
Right.
Sometimes I do, because I'm a very busy and active person.
Yeah.
But fruits in the morning, it's very important.
Energy.
Very, very important. Energy, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And if you don't want to do fruits, then I would suggest some herbal tea.
Green tea?
You know, I'm not so much a fan of green tea because of the caffeine.
Ah, yeah, true.
Yes.
High caffeine.
So I would say you want to focus on some some healing teas, especially the bitters. I'm a big fan of talking about the bitters, the Cassava Sagrada, the black wormwood, the black walnuts. Yeah. Those kind of teas, the bitter root teas, because when it comes to the bitters, that's what's going to help to destroy the parasites within the body.
Yeah. Or you could just have like a ginger and lemon.
Yeah, you can do ginger and lemon.
I mean, that's not... So there's other ones. But
I mean, you want to focus on anti-inflammatory teas or anti-inflammatory mixtures as well. You know, that's why I always emphasize the bitters. Yeah. Because that's what's going to help regulate your palate. That's what's going to help for your liver. That's what's going to help destroy the parasites. And all in all, you're just going to have more energy throughout the day and throughout your whole detox when you're consuming those bitters. Because it's going to flush the body of all the mucus, the parasites, the inflammation. Anything that's not in the body is going to be flushed out.
Can you talk about the parasites?
Yes.
I've heard you speak a lot about the parasites. What are these parasites? Where are they? Are they in the gut?
Hookworms, tapeworms, roundworms. Hookworms, tapeworms, roundworms. Yeah. So when I talk more about the parasites, when it comes to a parasite is something that latches on to a living being and lives from that living being. So pretty much whatever you're consuming, the parasites is consuming as well too.
People on a meat and dairy diet, are they likely to have more parasites compared to people on a vegan diet or even a raw vegan diet?
Absolutely, yes.
And why is that?
The truth of the matter is that we all have parasites, right? We all have parasites. But there needs to be a regulation of the parasites. There needs to be pest control when it comes to the parasites, right? So the reason why people that eat heavy meats and dairy and eggs diet that has most of these parasites, because that's what they love to feed off of. Yeah. That's what they love to feed off. That's what they hook themselves into. That's why people feel like, oh, why I feel so tired? Why do I feel so lazy? Why do I feel so not full of energy? Because your life force is being drained by these parasites.
Yeah. And some parasites are good.
Well,
or are all parasites bad?
That's a really good question.
Because I think there was some that would create these.
There's good bacteria, not good parasites.
Yeah,
There's no such thing as good parasites.
right.
Parasites is literally a vampire being latched on into your body, and it just sucks the nutrients out of you.
Yeah.
I don't know if I said it before, but this is one of my favorite sayings. Knowledge is power, what knowledge is being applied.
Yeah, I love that saying, by the way.
It is?
That is where did you get that from? How do you relate to your own? I see that you're also great at giving this knowledge, which is what we're all about, right?
Yes.
But you're even better at applying it yourself once you gain that. So,
you know, I'm not going to tell somebody to do something that I haven't done before.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Yeah.
So I lead by example. I follow by example when I say, you know, knowledge is power when knowledge is being applied, because it's so true.
Yeah.
When you have the knowledge, apply it to yourself and see what will happen. So anytime I speak about like fasting and detoxing, it's from my own personal perspective.
Yeah.
Like, I did this and this is what happened for me.
Yeah.
Maybe you should try this and you'll feel much better.
Yeah.
And the people that have tried it felt way better than they were before.
Yeah. And the fasting, by the way, so
yes.
Do you normally do water fasting?
That's something that I want to conquer soon.
Like
just do water, probably for a week or maybe 3 days, you know?
Yeah.
I feel like it's levels.
Yeah,
it's
definitely.
Levels,
it's hard, but it's doable.
Yes. But you know, like I said before, without the struggles, there can be no success.
Yeah.
So people go through this world thinking that, oh, they don't want to suffer, they don't want to feel pain, they don't want to feel uncomfortability. But nothing grows in the comfort zone. You're too comfortable eating the fried foods. You're too comfortable eating the junk foods. You're too comfortable eating the processed foods, the meat, the dairy. Oh, this makes me feel good. Oh, it makes me... But sometimes the things that makes us feel good is not good for us.
No. So my nephews are vegetarian, but one of them wants to have some eggs.
Yeah.
And I've been telling him of the negative things with the egg industry, for example.
Mm-hmm.
But he's saying, oh, you know, my friends are saying I need more protein.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. So I have that conversation. Obviously, you know, all protein comes from plants.
Yes, it does.
And he still has that mindset of talking to his other friends.
Mm-hmm.
What advice do you have for him? His name's Drew. So shout out to Drew.
Shout out to Drew.
So what can you tell him about eggs and why there's a better way?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, there's definitely a better way, because when it comes to eggs is the offspring of the chicken. It is the embryo.
Well, it's a chicken period.
It's a chicken period. Yes, it's a chicken
People
period.
don't like saying that, but
but that's
what it is.
That's the truth. Do you want the beautiful lie or the ugly truth?
Yeah.
Now, when it comes to, you know, being vegan and people who are non-vegan, there's always this thing about protein. Nobody talks about essential minerals. I've never seen someone that healed from a disease or anything from increasing their protein intake.
Yeah.
Never. And people barely talk about essential minerals. What about your zinc, your magnesium, your calcium, your vitamin C, your vitamin B12? Nobody talks about these things.
Yeah.
It's always protein, which I think is just a marketing ploy. Yeah. To be quite honest.
Yeah.
So the meat is just the middleman at the end of the day.
Totally.
It's the middleman at the end of the day. And then, you probably get the protein from the meat, but then also what comes with it as well too. It's heavily carcinogen, which causes cancer. It's a heavy carcinogen. It's very acidic to the body. So if you cut the middleman out and you say, okay, this is where I'm getting my essential minerals from. I don't even like saying protein, but I'll say it because protein is part of the macronutrients, protein, fats, and carbs, right? So if you cut the middleman out, it's like, okay, I'm going to start eating more cornmeal. I'm going to start eating some wild rice. I'm going to start eating some oyster mushrooms, lion mane mushrooms, chickpeas, all different types of legumes, all different types of plants, zucchini, squash. You see how I'm just naming all these things right here?
Yeah.
And then add it on, and it's like, okay, now I can complete the 9 essential amino acids to get full protein. All right, you're good.
Yeah.
That's it. So I always say, like, you know, try to educate yourself as much as possible. and also learn about essential minerals to the body. Eat more nutritionally dense foods. And let me say something too, because yes, I live the vegan lifestyle. And just because it's vegan doesn't mean that it's healthy as well too.
Oh yeah. You can get plenty of unhealthy, processed vegan food.
Oh yeah.
And what we want is more clean label vegan.
Full plant-based food. Yeah. That's what we want more of, right? Like I understand, once in a while you might want to get like a little vegan ice cream here and there. You might want to get a little treats here and there. But do not forget the full plant-based foods. You cannot just be eating Beyond Burger every single day and a Pasta Burger and mock meats and you're thinking like, oh, okay, I'm going to feel healthy. I'm going to feel optimal. No. Where are the micronutrients within your eating regimens? So think more consciously about that. Eat more whole plant-based foods.
Yeah.
Yes.
So let's talk about healing and inflammation. So my daughter just did a injury on she sprained her ankle quite badly.
Ouch.
Playing netball.
Yes.
And so she's been off school. She's just come off her crutches, but I still see some swelling. And I'm like, hey, let's get some turmeric down you, turmeric drinks. But what would Mama Burnhard say? What would she tell my daughter? Like she's told you when you were growing up.
It's so funny because recently I did have a sprain. I sprained my ankle last year, November.
Right.
And I had to heal myself to host the last Vegandale in Miami.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I had about 2 weeks to do it because let me see. I sprained my ankle in November 14th. And the next Vegandale.
I heard it was when Tyler put some water on her back, and then you slipped on that water in the dance hall.
I did.
But it wasn't Tyler.
It wasn't Tyler. But
you like what I did there?
Yeah, that was good. I was like, okay, I see where he's going. But needless to say, I did suffer from a bad sprain. I did suffer from.
It was quite bad, right?
It was bad. I was in bullshit. But knowledge is power when knowledge is being applied.
Exactly.
When I came back from, the doctor was saying, it's going to take 4 to 6 weeks to get better. I did not have any fear because if it's going to take 4 to 6 weeks to get better, then I'm not going to be able to host vegan in Miami.
No.
But I did not have fear because I knew what I was doing and I knew what I was getting myself into. So when I came from Miami back to New York, my mother stayed with me during that time. And I said, listen, Mom, I need the watermelon. I need blueberries. I need cherries. I need all these. And when you come to my house, it's like literally a holistic pharmacy. So I have a lot of bitters. I have sea moss. I have everything you can name up. I have it. Eucalyptus leaf, everything.
Awesome.
I knew that this is the time to go to war. This is the time to go to battle, which means that I need to fight off this inflammation so much that I can be able to walk again. And that's what I did.
Amazing.
I went raw vegan for about 2 weeks. No cooked food. I ate nothing but fruits, herbs, nuts, seeds, salads, and I did my bitters in the morning religiously. Every day. And that's what helped me to heal my sprained ankle very quickly. Because the swelling, people don't understand that the swelling is the inflammation.
It's trying to protect the injured area.
Exactly.
Right.
The white blood cells are shooting up to that area and they're multiplying.
Right.
Now, if you feed the body anti-inflammatory fruits, herbs, nuts, and seeds, and even drinking water and getting good sleep, people don't understand. If you're not getting good sleep, you're actually increasing the overall inflammation and the stress levels of your body, which is cortisol.
Yes.
So if you discipline yourself and say, you know what, this is what I have to do, you get your ginger, you get your turmeric, you get your sea moss, you get your bitters, you get all of these things that's going to help fight the inflammation. And that's what I did for those 2 weeks. And I remember it was November 30th. That was my last doctor visit. And I went to the doctor in New York City and I posted a video on my Instagram and she was very confused and like,
she didn't know what.
She did not know. And I had to explain to her what I did. Doc, this is what I did. And she was just like, wow. I was walking I came from being in a wheelchair for about a week and a half to walking, getting ready to go on a plane to host Vegandale in Miami.
Yeah. Amazing.
So
You did it.
Yeah, I did it because I'm a warrior, man. I fight for, like I said before, I fight for what I believe in. And if I believe in myself, I'm gonna fight for my health.
Yeah.
And if I believe in myself, I'm not gonna allow anyone or anything to tell me, oh, it's gonna take 4 weeks or 6 weeks. No. You need to go back to the origin. You need to discipline yourself. You need to start fasting. You need to start detoxing. The body is gonna heal itself, but you can speed up that healing process of the body.
Yeah.
When you introduce the essential minerals in the body, when you reduce the inflammation in the body, when you bring the body back to its natural state.
Yeah.
And that's how healing occurs.
When you mentioned about herbs,
Yes.
what sort of herbs were you eating at that time that would help your inflammation?
Yes, I was drinking a lot of bitters. And I love to emphasize on bitters. Bitters, that's what's going to help restore the inflammation, reduce the amount of mucus within the body, the mucoid plaque in the body. That's what's going to help destroy the parasites out of the body. So I was drinking a lot of bitters. I was drinking lemongrass tea as well. So if I didn't want to have the bitters, I'll have lemongrass.
Yeah, and that has no caffeine in it.
No caffeine.
Green tea.
I don't do no caffeine. I don't do green tea. I don't do matcha. I don't do nothing that I consume.
Matcha has caffeine.
Yes, matcha has caffeine. And there's nothing wrong with it. But for me personally, I just don't do any caffeine because caffeine is a stimulant.
And do you do fermented drinks or like...
No, I don't do kombucha.
Kombucha.
No,
and
I used to.
Oh, you used to. Okay.
Because it has caffeine.
Oh, okay, right.
Yes, and caffeine is a stimulant, and I don't want to be stimulated in that way.
Right.
So.
And no alcohol?
No, I don't drink.
You stopped?
I don't drink at all. That's alcohol is poison.
Yeah.
Alcohol. People talking about, I don't want to eat a lot of fruits because of sugar. Alcohol has a lot of sugar.
Yeah, it converts.
It converts, and it's a lot of sugar, and this is why people get headaches. This is why they feel groggy. This is why they feel tired, because all that processed sugar in your body destroy your liver, destroy yourself. You're talking, and then you want to complain to me talking about, I don't want to eat a lot of fruits. Get out my face, man. Please. But we're not doing that.
Yeah,
we're not doing that. So yeah, like I said before, sea moss, Condis crispus. I would take a scoop or 2 scoops daily, and
these are kind of like powdered herbs in a form. Is that like a ready-made brand? Is that what it is?
Soursop leaf.
Soursop.
Listen, you want to introduce something super powerful into your body that's going to reduce the inflammation, that's going to destroy the mucoid plaque, and it's really going to cleanse you. Soursop leaf is the way to go.
Okay.
Yes, it's a super powerful fruit. But when the leaves itself, when you turn that into a tea, watch, it's definitely gonna increase your overall health and wellness.
Right.
So I was taking a lot of soursop leaf.
Nice. So how is your mum so wise?
So yeah.
How is your mother so wise? About it. I mean, has she been eating this way as well? Has she now?
I'm gonna give you another exclusive, right?
Yeah.
So my mother was going through a cancer scare back in 2022.
She's
good now.
Okay.
She's good now. Shout out to Mama Burnhard.
Yeah.
I love you. I love you so much.
Love you too, Mama.
I made it my purpose and my mission to become the healer of my family.
That's a great mission, by the way.
I made it my mission, and any one of my family members come to me and say, Scott, I feel it. My friends do it. My friends, they come to me, Scott, I'm feeling very tired. I'm feeling very groggy. What should I do? I think it's time for you to start fasting and detox. I think it's time for you to, reduce all that cheese and meat that you've been eating. And then I recommend them to do this. I recommend them to do that. And they usually come back with a lot of positive reviews.
Yeah.
So I made it my mission to become the healer of my family. And in that moment of crisis, when my mother was going through that cancer scare,
can I ask what cancer she had?
It was breast.
Okay.
It was breast cancer.
And was you consuming dairy at the time?
Yeah. My mother's an old school Jamaican.
Yeah.
She's old school Jamaican.
Yeah.
So she loves convicts milk. She loves her,
Because you know that there's high links of dairy, especially for women, obviously.
Absolutely.
Which is crazy.
Yeah, my mother's an old school Jamaican lady, so But I knew that even though she was stubborn during that time, she needs me. So when my mother was going through that cancer scare, and she was doing the chemo and everything like that, I start to like really come down towards her level and be more relatable. Yeah. And I would mention certain things. And she wouldn't do it all the time. Yeah. But the fact that she did it some of the time. So I said, Mommy, drink some of the soursop leaf. Because soursop leaf is highly anti-cancerous. Mommy, take some of the sea moss. This is good for you, right?
Open up the neurons.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Open up the neurons. The iodine is good for the thyroid health. Yep. It's good for breaking inflammation down, reduce the amount of mucus in the body. And then I started to like really, because I was cooking for her as well too. So I would make like, tasty plant-based meals, of course, and she would eat it and everything like that. And I remember one time we said, Mommy, eat this watermelon, eat these fruits. I literally nursed my mother back to health to the point that when it was time for her to do her final check-in, the cancer was gone.
Amazing.
The cancer was gone.
And no sign of it since.
No sign of it since. No sign of it since. Sometimes she fall off, but I give her grace, and I understand that it's not easy, sometimes when you're trying to transition or you're trying to live a lifestyle when you've been so used to doing certain things. It's not easy. So I give her grace, but the fact that she did listen to me and she did take counsel and take heed to the things that I was saying, and she's still here today. I'm grateful that I'm happy.
Yeah, brilliant.
So yeah, and she does know certain things because we're from the island, we're from Jamaica. Yeah, but I feel like some of the times when she would refuse the things that I say is because she still see me as her son. Yeah,
they don't quite understand as they get older the roles reverse.
Yes,
do you know what I mean? They become the children in a way, and
yes,
as adults, we don't have to look after that. Well, especially in my culture, which is Indian culture.
Yes,
right?
yes.
We have the same thing where we kind of try to. But what's really hard is when the parents become stubborn. In their own ways, and they won't change. That's what's really difficult. And have you faced that within the family when they know how knowledgeable you are? Right?
Yes.
But if there's somebody in the family that's resistant, or doesn't want to change, how do you break them?
Before it used to annoy me. Because I'm just like, this is how you do it. Like this, like. Come on, like I can help you. But now I've learned to give grace and meet people where they are.
Yeah. And they're on their own journey.
Yeah, they're on their own journey.
And they'll find their path eventually.
Yes, they will. And just know that I'm here. Yeah. Just know that I'm here for you. Whenever you reach out to me and say, Scott, you was talking about something earlier. What is that? I'll educate you and I'll, help you to understand what it is that I was talking about before that. Yeah. So just give people grace, meet them where they're at, and understand that everybody has a journey. Everybody's on their own path. So once I started to really develop that mindset, I was like, wow, okay, I understand now. I get it. I understand. I get it now. Yeah. So, shout out to my mother, love her, and I want to say that, the fact that she did listen to me during that time, it was a rough time for me too. Yeah, very rough for me. But like I said before, knowledge is power, knowledge be applied. If I didn't have the knowledge that I knew now and I didn't recommend those things.
Yeah, she might not be here today. But thankfully, she's here and she's going strong. And how old is she now?
She's 50, about to be 58.
Oh, wow, it's very young.
Very young lady.
Very young lady. Many years to go.
Yes, many years.
We expect at least double that.
Yes,
if
absolutely.
Not more. Yeah. And so one thing that I've been thinking about is the good work that the New York Mayor, Eric Adams, is doing in New York related to healthcare.
Yes.
And getting plant-based food within the schools. hospitals, prisons as well. Have you met him before?
Yes, I have.
And
I met Eric before he was Mayor Eric. Before he was the mayor.
yeah.
I met him.
Yeah, right.
And he's a very, very great guy, very great individual. You know, he healed himself.
It's amazing, right? From type 2 diabetes.
Type 2 diabetes, which most people think like
losing his eyesight.
Yeah,
that was amazing.
Losing his eyesight, and most people think that these chronic illnesses and chronic diseases are so hereditary. So, it's in my family, and I always say, okay, if it's in your family, who's gonna stop the generational curse?
Yeah, exactly.
If it's in your family, who's gonna stop the curse?
Somebody like you will just like. Yeah, you're going to be the one who's going to stop it.
Exactly. So you have to take charge, and you have to take accountability for the way that you're living, the things that you're eating, and understand like, oh wait, this is not in my family. This is because of what I'm doing. This is because of the things that I'm eating. And then, okay, you find a way to correct that, you know. But I love the initiative that Mayor Adams is doing right now because it's bringing a more conscious outlook and a more conscious mindset when it comes to the things that we're consuming, especially for our children. You know, but back when I was in school, you know, it was nothing but the processed chips, the Oreos, the honey buns, you know, the bad junk foods. Yeah. You know, so when you take those things away and you start putting more conscious, healthy food into the system, then the children will probably behave in a certain different kind of way. Yeah. Because like I've said before, within this interview, the red 40, the yellow 5, these chemicals actually interact and interfere with the brain. Yeah. It actually causes like behavioral issues, or it can control your emotions at times. Yeah. You know, these highly sugary foods, these highly salty foods. Yeah. So I love the initiative that Mayor Adams is doing.
Yeah, something that I'm manifesting is that I'm trying to make happen. Yeah. Hopefully it will happen. Is that I've been in touch with his team and the Mayor of London, Sadiq Khan, to see if we can have a call on Vonzio where they can share, well, especially Mayor Eric Adams giving advice to Sadiq Khan and what's worked in New York and can it work in London? You know,
yes,
that'll be awesome.
Yeah, I think that would be awesome. When it comes to a plant-based lifestyle or the vegan lifestyle, you know, per se, it's like if you make it look fun, if you make it look trendy, it's like, wait, hold on, I can make fried oyster mushrooms look like chicken in some kind of ways, like, and it tastes good. Okay, I'm down with it. You know, and you just gotta meet people where they're at. Yeah. You know, because there's not a lot of people that's gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna just eat raw vegan. You know, it's lovely. It's lovely to it. So, if you can make it look trendy, make it look, and I think Vegandale does a really great job.
100%. And this kind of opens it up, something that's different, right?
Yes.
Because I love music. I'm a musician. I'm a drummer.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I love music. So like, I'm very passionate about music, and so it's great to make the connection between the music and veganism, absolutely, and the food, and you know, just making it fun. And that's what Vegandale was all about, which was brilliant. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, man. And that's my mission as the official host of Vegandale, is to make it fun, make you have an experience. Yeah. Oh, this guy was jumping on stage. He jumped on stage. He in the crowd. He back on stage. And
it's brilliant.
And I do it so effortlessly. Very effortlessly. Yeah. You know, and because of the way that I eat, my athleticism, I don't want to be limited in any way, shape, or form. You're going to see me jump. You're going to see me do kicks. You're going to see me jump, you know, and it brings a dynamic feel to it because you don't see a lot of hosts doing that.
No way. Yeah.
You don't see a lot of people that's on stage doing those things.
Yeah.
So I want to stand out as much as possible.
Yeah, it's great.
Like, and I've been doing it for 3 years, and I'll continue to do it more and more. And another thing too, with my background when it comes to hosting, sidetrack, I do group classes. Yeah. So when you do group classes, everything is on you because the amount of energy that you're expending it's the energy that you're gonna get from that group.
I mean, I saw your group class for the dance.
Yes.
What was that song again?
What song?
In the beginning, something. God, I forgot.
What is it? Jerusalem Slide?
Yes, that's it.
Yeah. That's my that's like my theme song. Yeah. So it's all about like class participation and crowd engagement.
Right.
So I had those things down pat because of my background, and I still teach group classes from time to time.
Yeah. But the group classes that was kind of you, but I guess your fitness classes.
Yes, in my fitness class. Yeah.
Are you teaching calisthenics in those classes as well?
So those group classes is more dance and fitness class.
Okay, wow.
Because dance is like one of my dance is like my first love.
That sounds fun.
So we shout out to my brother Hurricane GH. We have a company. That's my brother. We do the classes. So
your actual brother.
Yeah, well, it's not my brother, you know.
Brother from another one.
Yeah, brother from another. Like he's Ghanaian and I'm Jamaican, and we created this this fitness sensation called Afrobeat Burnout.
Okay, brilliant.
Where we do dance and fitness classes to Afrobeats, dance songs, soca, just anything that's.
And is it in person or is it a remote thing?
Oh no, it's in person.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well,
so this is in New York.
This is in New York.
Yeah.
But we travel mostly like around different states.
Right.
We want to bring it to London.
Well, yeah, let me know. I can try and help.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, we're bringing Afrobeat Burnout to London for sure.
Yes.
And
first.
And because of my background of doing that, when I got called for the opportunity to host Vegandale, I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna shoot him. Because I know how to engage with crowds. I know how to engage with groups. I know certain things to say. I know how to get them going.
Yeah.
You know, so
yeah, it's brilliant. Brilliant. How you finding the smoothie?
Oh, it's great.
Well, the juice. We're here at Mildred's in Victoria, brand new. So shout out to Mildred's for letting us have the conversation here today.
Yes.
So thank you so much for coming on the show. You're amazing.
I'm honored.
You are truly amazing.
I'm truly honored.
And lovely to meet you.
Yes.
And let Vegandale be a success and all success to you, your family.
Thank you.
And all the positivity that you're putting out there with what we need to know in the world today. So thank you so much.
It's an honor, man. Thanks so much for having me on your platform. I cannot wait to see the video itself. I know that this is gonna inspire a lot of people as well too.
Yeah.
And share with your friends and family, man. Absolutely. Yes.
Catch you next time.
And also, if you want to keep up with me and my endeavors,
please.
My Instagram is Scott Burnhard, SCOTTBURNHARD. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm at 500,000 subscribers on that. Brilliant. And I talk a lot about my health and wellness journey on my YouTube channel. Also, about my raw vegan fasting and detox. I talk about that on YouTube. Visit me on my YouTube, Scott Burnhard, same as the Instagrams, Facebook, Scott Burnhard, and also, hoping I can leave a link to my Facebook community. Join that as well too, and just connect with me and vibe with me, man. And that's it.
That's awesome. So hopefully get to see you back in London next year.
Honestly, I might be back before next year.
Okay.
I might be back before next year.
Yeah, well, that's great. Great to have you here. And hopefully see you again soon then.
Absolutely.
Right, cheers, dude.
Cheers.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
That was beautiful.
Thank you. You're amazing. You're so good on camera.
Thank you. I have to be, man. I have to.
Hopefully recording it.
It should.